millimeters of penetration. This is not the same as when they were playing with Pershings. Like a Pershing is like 260 with its APCR.
Exactly.
These tanks can pull off bounces, and I feel that that's why the T-54 lightweight is so strong. This very well-armored light tank is simply dominating this competition right now due to the low penetration values of the premium rounds.
Oh, look at this. We're seeing something we haven't seen happen in the Era Cliff before.
Kazna crew are changing up their play completely here. They're sending one M41 Walker Bulldog. It looks like Black is making the same play. He's managed to vault his way up that slope.
He's done it again.
Amazing.
I've never seen anybody. I didn't even know you could do that. But he's going to.
Know.
I think he realizes he's in serious trouble now. However, he has been spotted.
They predicted that Black would do that, but Black immediately.
But they've put one of the Walker Bulldogs up top.
Black immediately realized what the situation was that he was getting himself into, and for some reason Yesne is now caught out trying to get. Is he trying to get up the hill, Jingles?
I think he's trying to get out of there.
He's fired 5 shots already.
I think the idea was that they just send him up there.
He's baiting.
Yeah, to bait them, so that they can come around and shoot them in the rear.
Fish and 4 T-54 lightweights, even 5 T-54 lightweights are all lined up and ready to nail anything that tries to kill their friend Yesne.
But you've got Black and the LTTB down there doing pretty much exactly the same thing that Yesne's doing at the top of the hill, the Walker Bulldog, just baiting them, and it's going to be a question of who blinks first.
Let's not forget, EL Gaming are defending here. They don't need to attack.
That's right. It's
but
all on Kazna crew.
Isn't this the first game that we have seen where EL Gaming hasn't gone all in?
It is.
And what happens in the first 2 games when they didn't go all in? They lost. Is this a chance for Kazna crew to return the sanity to this matchup?
I think what we're seeing here is EL Gaming, Kazna crew's tactics taking EL Gaming by surprise, and EL Gaming immediately recognizing that all-out aggression was not going to win this one for them. So
exactly.
Now, they're sitting back. They're thinking, okay, let's see what we're going to do here.
If I might be so bold, I would say that it definitely suits Kazna to play a more careful approach.
It seems to be the case.
But that doesn't look like that's the case. As the Walker Bulldog gets shut down, that was a lot of their vision. He wasn't just spotting over the ridgeline. He was proxy spotting.
That's right.
He was proxy spotting Spring. He was proxy spotting Reflection. And nice, locking them in. Now those guys can get back into their sneaky ways.
They can sit on the hilltop and get the spots.
Hyper is trying to get shots into the side of the T-54
look at the move.
lightweights.
Look at the move on the map.
They are going.
They're going for a wide flanking maneuver. They're going to run into an M41 Bulldog.
What Hyper needs to do now is he needs to get underneath their gun line and lure them down. And they're taking it. Nice. Goes over the ridge. They're going to get shot in the side by all the T-54. The T-54s are pushing out. This is huge. They didn't get baited down. Did you see how Nice and Fox did not go all the way down? So now they've got all their guns in position. They nail Arrowfish once.
It's going to take that Walker Bulldog time to get back up and around.
They're down a tier 8 tank now, Jingles.
They've got to make the most of it.
Reflection is getting some side shots in here.
This could be it.
I do feel that EL Gaming have the side flank, and they've got 1 kill. Are they going to kill LD Nexus? They've got 2 kills. The Walker Bulldog, what's the reload status? Thankfully, Hyper comes into the side with his autoloader, and he's changed the pace of the engagement here. It's now 3 versus 3.
So close.
Hyper is still loaded. Hyper is doing the work. It's 2 versus 2.
Hyper's only got 2 shots left.
How many has he got left? He's got 2.
1 shot left.
I think that's it.
Now
he has
done.
blown his load, and he is out.
Now it's over, and we're probably looking here at
1.
EL Gaming's ticket into the grand final.
He has to turn and kill Fox. He has to kill Fox. But Fox is hiding behind, and
it's done. It's done. EL Gaming are through the semi-finals.
Well played to EL Gaming, showing their strength, their teamwork, their synergy. They pushed right through Kazna crew.
What a play.
And kind of an upset here.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think anybody was expecting one of the Asian Pacific teams to make it through this far.
After Kazna crew took out School Bus earlier in the day, their other EU rivals, so easily, at least from what we saw in Prokhorovka, I expected Kazna crew to come through this matchup. However, it definitely wasn't the case.
I think everybody expected Kazna crew to come through this match and get into the finals. But not today, Kazna crew, not today.
And look at their celebrations. You can tell how much it means to them.
Man, they've earned it. They definitely earned it.
Any doubt in how much that they want to win this tournament?
You know, because they always, they're always asking these teams. So, what are you going to be pleased with today? Semi-finals, quarter-finals. EL
Why
Gaming
would you
wants to
say
win.
Anything but winning?
What's the point in taking part if you're not going to win?
Fantastic play there. Fantastic play.
Oh, did not expect to see Kazna crew going out. But I have to admit.
Well played to Kazna crew.
Yeah, they played well, but they just didn't play well enough. EL Gaming just had the edge in all the areas that mattered. That was a very, very impressive game to watch, and completely unexpected.
Absolutely fantastic play there by EL Gaming. They were the first seed from the APAC region. Fantastic play. Absolutely adored that game. It was a pleasure to cast.
That was... did not expect... I mean, that just raw naked aggression in the first 3 games on Cliff. Didn't last long, did it?
Overpowered Kaznakru. Yeah, completely overpowered.
Absolutely, just rode right over them. And it was interesting to see that Kaznakru never tried to change their lineup. Even after 2 games in a row, those Walker Bulldogs just let them down. But they never tried to change their lineup. Lack of flexibility.
I have to admit, at the end there, we saw them use the Walker Bulldogs
in the right way.
In a in the right way. Not so much maybe. I just feel like they didn't really still have that impact.
No.
As soon as Hyber, I think it was Hyber at the end there, right?
Yeah. As soon as he started reloading, that's it. You're effectively a tank down as soon as a Walker Bulldog starts reloading.
But let's not forget, I know that we're putting a lot of emphasis on the performance of the Walker Bulldog here. Personally, it's one of my favorite tanks, at least in the current meta, in random queue. We didn't really see the LTTBs making huge plays, but maybe what happened is the LTTBs covered their T54 lightweights to get them to that end game, where you don't really want to have an autoloader in an end game.
No.
Fair enough, if they turn it into a 1 versus 1, maybe. Like an autoloader.
Maybe you can evade
good.
until you reload and then own some face.
But the thing is you can't escape from the T54 lightweight.
Exactly.
It's a fast tank, it's an aggressive tank,
Yeah.
and it's just going to hound you down. And you can't. One thing that I've also been seeing a lot of today is when the T54 lightweight is rushing towards, for example, the Walker Bulldog has to try and evade that ram.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. It's because it's got all that armor at the front that the Walker Bulldog just doesn't have.
And when they put all of that pressure on you, that very low, I think it's 210, let me just
210 penetration.
210 millimeters of penetration with heat ammo is not good enough to be able to get through the front of a T54 lightweight, at least with the reliability that you need. But we're going to take it now onto the analyst desk. Let's take it away.
作为一个中国队第一次进入这个决赛，真的我有点激动。然后更多的是我很幸运有这么好的一个团队和我一起在这里拼搏。我们之间就是像兄弟、像朋友，更多的是信任，这种支撑着我们，然后我们才能在这一次的 WGR 比赛中能发挥更好。
First of all, I would like to say, as the first chance team to go to the grand final, we're really excited. I want to thanks everything. Thanks my team. It's really the team matters. We are not only teams. We are also brothers. We are friends. And above all, it's the trust to support us all the way around here. Thank you all.
Well done. Just one final question. Yesterday, when you played, you got heavily beaten yesterday by Navi, so presumably don't want to play Navi in the final.
Uh, 其实我最想见到的决赛对手就是拉维，因为他一直就是所有玩这一款游戏竞技所有人想超越的一个目标。确实他给我们很大的动力进步。我现在要做的是超越他，然后要让他再超越我。
He said that Team Navi is their most wanted team because they are really strong. It's Navi that makes them to make progress every day. Actually, Navi is their driving force to the final success. So his goal is to exceed Navi and then let Navi exceed them again.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Reflection. Well done to EL Gaming, ladies and gentlemen, our first grand finalists.
Well done, EL Gaming, an impeccable play and such incredible aggression. We have been waiting to see something like that for a while, and we're going to have to rewrite the book, guys, because that was beyond impressive. And Mojo, I want you to start to break this.
And they're going to try and do a counter push through the middle. The MX-90 from Spring is taking as the decoy, as Slide is absolutely caught it on his own, and Slide is going to be taken out with almost no damage, one shot in. That was a fantastic place. Spring on his own, AMX 1390. Navi are actually winning this combat quite nicely.
Navi have turned an attack into a defense, and that is what you want to do. Play aggressively, get into a strong position, and force your enemies to come at you where you've got a massive advantage.
3, 2, 1, and no resets. Elon Gaming lose to the cab fast. Navi very decisive and finish the game.
There's so many positions where you can just hide your hull armor. And the T-54 is so fast, it can react and it can ram tanks to death.
Double kill. Here we go. Orca Bulldog, T-54 lightweights, all piling in together. This is going to be a slaughterhouse. Angel Killer taking the brunt of the assault. Down and half HP, 2 more shots to take him out. Gourmet does the reverse on the opposite side with Nightmare following in the rear. Slide though, tracked in the open, taking a lot of damage. This could, oh, what a ricochet off the top. But there, Angel Killer goes down and actually blocks Slide from getting away. That was a bad move there from Navi, but the reinforcements around the rear, Antelich and Killeroid are doing the damage. Black goes down. Nice is surrounded. Inspirer, Antelich, Killeroid take him out easily. Reflection comes in. What's he going to do? Spring, though, trying to focus down Killeroid with a ram. Not enough. Inspirer. They pin Spring to the wall. No escape.
They might just have enough time to do this. EO Gaming out of nowhere might have just gone right under RG's nose and pulled this off. Brilliant stuff from EL Gaming. Questionable individual play, but as a team, they turned up. A good couple of tanks still in this one, but so far it's not going so well for them. And you can see a mass amounts of targets coming into play. RG down to about 3 tanks now. EL Gaming holding the numbers and holding on to this game so far. RG99 going to be in trouble now, trying to back out of it. He's got such little help there. The T-32 still withstanding with a good chunk of HP like it does, but everyone else so low. Nightmare finds RG99, and this is just a whitewash.
And we're going to see a little bit of a fight, but the overmatch is in favor of Navi to start this one off.
It's going to be carnage again, but the rest of RG catches up. Lev Shah is not in position to really assist in this fight, and the shots are coming out straight, going to go low as well. Zhao Yu probably going the lowest in that first engagement, hitting his first blood. Zhao Yu and Ref up on the hill. They want to push in. They're not going to give Navi any room. But is this going to work out? Look at how much damage is going towards him right now. And Ref is now going to be the next into the grinder. Navi inviting RG to come forward and test their mettle. And so far, Navi coming out on top quite strong.
You can see how that's going to work out a little bit later, but RG Razor, if they can get close enough to the mountain, could overmatch on the low end.
There's a bounce there as well from M1. It's not a whole lot of damage being traded down. Torch going a little bit low on towards the hill, and power slide as well. M1 going to push straight onto him. A lot of damage being traded back and forth, but Navi, yet again, look like they're leading, but only just.
Only just. You got 5,000 versus 4,800. This is very close in any single moment. I need Slide to go down. There we go. RG Razor has a chance in this, although they are 2 tanks down for 1 so far.
This is a god-awful miss. Xiao Yu now being forced away. Angel Killer at the 4, trying to take him down now. Xiao Yan is going to be the next target, and it's overmatch after overmatch every single time. It seems like Navi have more tanks in the right place to deal with RG. Let's see how that's going to come into play here. It's fairly standard train line push here. Zhao Yu maybe a little bit overextended here. Normally teams will push that with 2 or 3 tanks once they have information.
But only 1 shell connected on that, although there's no support from RG Razor, and he's going to go down in just a moment. Minimal damage being dealt to Kiriloid.
Quick relocation there from the middle. Navi pulling back there. Kiriloid picks up Black now. Ref going to get tracked up. He is absolutely immobilized there. No way of him to get out there. The trading, though, isn't too bad. Now, Inspira going quite low. Kiriloid up on the mountain, trying to help out, but RG have run out of tanks. They have run out of health points, and they have run out of luck here. Navi!
Roll out like the pros with the exclusive AMX 1357 esports tank. Hit the battlefield in style with a unique Wargaming Net League paint job. Flank your enemy's weak sides and rear with this rapid French premium tank. Destroy targets in one clip with the 57mm auto-loading gun. Don't miss your chance to snag it. Learn more about the exclusive esports tank at amx1357.com. Watch the elite compete for the right to be crowned World of Tanks champion at the Grand Finals in 2015.
Now, one of the views you never get to see is the one right over my shoulder here. You can see all the people that have come down to be part of the show here in Warsaw. It's phenomenal. The energy is high. It's finals day. They're having a great time. But we're going to show you even more of what goes on backstage. First thing you're going to notice is tons of flight cases. Everything that comes here needs to be purposely brought, which means that it's being brought from somewhere around the world. Over my shoulder, you get to see all the player rooms where they all hang out, signed by them. All-important table where the makeup happens. This is the magic table. These lovely ladies making sure that everybody looks their best during the show. And if we're lucky, we can sneak over this way, and you'll see by the signs right here, this is the control room. Nobody gets to come in here, but we're going to give you a little look. Be very quiet. They're all hard at work. If you follow me now, I'll take you down to one view that pretty much everybody that plays World of Tanks is going to want to have, and that's a view that the players get to see. Here are their rooms, all the signatures from Navi, and right down here is the walk that you, as a player in World of Tanks, get the #1. Up these steps, the magic steps, leading to one glorious place, past the last Bastille of technology. And we're here, and it's stage time. I love you.
And for what promises to be a proper clash of the Titans, let's find out who predicts who in our second semi-final.
Thank you very much, Paul, and congratulations to both these teams as they've made it to the semi-final stage. We continue to break down the different battles, the different maps, joined by Jordy, Jonathan, Mojo, and Ola as we continue here in the semi-final. Let's take a look at the bracket and see the journeys of Hellraisers and Navi at the bottom of that bracket. Hellraisers able to take down Yato Gaming barely 5-4, and Navi took out Virtus Pro. Hellraiser joined us from Group B, where they annihilated Arete, and they were joined by Kazda Crew out of that group. Navi was part of the same group as EL Gaming and RG Razor. And Navi was able to 5-0 EL Gaming. EL, the team that will be joining us in the finals after this matchup. Hellraisers is a team that's joining us from CIS. Don't know too much about them, but it's great to see them here. We do know their past history, though, the name that they used last time, and that was Unity. So can Hellraisers do it against Navi? Can they take them out?
They've taken them out in the season. Hellraisers pretty close. Finals weren't so good, but I think they have a pretty good chance. I mean, they're a really good tactical team. Might catch Navi off guard.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a look at the journey of Hellraisers from yesterday in this video.
The day that is ahead of you is a tough one. Is there any team you want to avoid?
I think that nobody we avoid for, but I think that our main opponents are School Bus and Navi, and I hope that the next day will be really present for us, and so we enjoy it.
When you're here, you know, the thousands of people walking around, thousands upon thousands watching at home, what does that feel like for you?
We feel that we really need to be there. We're a really good team and can show this auditory that we are one of the best team in the whole world.
They were Sean, and again, Hellraisers, known formerly as Unity. We all knew who Unity was last year, so for those that are joining us again this year, new name Hellraisers, and in a really, really good spot against Navi. Overall strengths and weaknesses from this team, from the amount of series that we've seen so far, pretty solid. Pretty solid in their tactics, pretty solid in their preparation, pretty solid on both types of maps so far. But Mojo, what would you say Hellraisers is known the most for, at least in this tournament?
Advanced tactics always, and patience.
And patience.
Yes.
Yeah.
The weakness they had is they were vulnerable to strong pushes, and they even struggled during this tournament with Arete on community stage. They barely won them 5-4. They lost in finals to SC6, which are a really strong push team. Fell to lower bracket, fell to Navi there. Although they beat them previously in the season 5-3, and in pretty equal battles, they lost in the finals there, and Navi went on and won their season.
And they're no stranger to live events. They're no strangers to the grand finals last year.
This is a mixture of former Unity and Mind.
Yeah.
Really strong teams. Unity was a tragic team of a grand final, I would say, because they paid the price because they were young. But I think they grew, there was enough time, and this is the moment if we see something new and special, it will be right now. This is the opponent they want to play and beat.
And when it comes to Navi, what can we say that we haven't already said? Champions from last year, calm, cool, and collected. They're a team that teams around the world look up to. But are they beatable? I think the answer is yes. Who can beat them, though? Is it going to be Hellraisers, or is it going to be EL Gaming? From yesterday, EL Gaming lost 0-5 against them. So if this is a close match between Hellraisers and Navi, I think that will help EL Gaming to watch the type of tactics that Navi brings in this series to prepare for the finals themselves. But if you were EL Gaming, what would you be looking out for specifically in this series?
How Navi plays on open maps, because that's really important for Elon, to see how they play on open maps and what they can do to push them hard and take them by surprise. Navi can only fall to two things: a really, really hard, aggressive, unexpected push, and a beautiful played out tactic step by step. That's the only thing that can beat them. We saw against vPro, control play versus control play. It came pretty close. But Hellraisers, in my opinion, is a better team than vPro, so it might be even closer.
Would you agree with that assessment, Jonathan?
Yeah, I think so. I was saying before the Global Grand Finals that I thought if Navi was going to lose, this would be the Global Grand Final they would lose at. Since seeing them playing on stage, they seem so much more consistent than other teams here. I don't think we're going to see them lose. I think we're going to see Hellraisers give them a fantastic match, take it, possibly tiebreaker, but I think Navi comes out on top in the end.
I know a lot of those votes are coming in right now, Olaf. We got any calculations yet of who's voting for who?
That's right. So 89% is for Navi now.
Wow.
But yeah, still people have to predict the exact score line. And this will give them a chance to win a World of Tanks branded Razer Galeatus mousepad or 20 bonus codes.
All right.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Send in those predictions, and make sure to use that hashtag on Twitter, the Grand Finals. Let's talk about the map choices here, gentlemen. Cliff, Prohorovka, and Steps for the tiebreaker. Is Cliff a surprising choice from either of these teams?
Last time they played Ruingberg and Himmelsdorf.
Cliff is not a real surprise.
Tie both won on Steps by Navi, by push, what is called Navi push, over the rail while they were defending. And this time they both chose just to play open maps, so that means they have something prepared and they do not want to play something that was already used.
I feel this is another one of those mind games, because these teams know each other so well. They probably train against each other as well. They're both from the same league, both know how each other play, and now they're playing open maps, where it comes down to where do you go, mind games, can you predict what the enemy is doing? And Navi is a bit slower than Hellraisers, a bit more tactically. So, I mean, if Hellraisers can actually catch Navi off guard with some strange tactics that they might not expect because they know them so well and push them hard, they have a good chance.
Now, this may be way out of left field, but you talk about putting things under a microscope. If you take a step back and look at the broader picture, maybe after watching what happened on Cliff from EL Gaming and Kazna Crew, both these teams want to have maybe a round against each other, but to prepare a little bit better for the finals itself of what's going to happen on Cliff, because that was a domination map from EL Gaming. That maybe jumping the gun and thinking a couple steps ahead where you should be focused on this match. But I'm sure both these teams took a lot of notes to prepare for the finals itself. And you got to be cognizant of that. You definitely have to think about what's right in front of you, what's happening in the here and now, but you have to prepare a couple steps ahead. At least the commander does, the leader does, when preparing for these large tournaments.
Yeah, I think especially before the tournament starts and when you're not playing, you absolutely have to focus ahead. But in this moment, in this instant, there's only one match that matters for either of these teams, and that's Navi versus Hellraiser.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Ola. And again, make sure to send those tweets. Ola will be standing by. We're going to throw it on over to the commentators for our second semifinal match.
So welcome back, everybody. We have a very exciting game coming up here. The number 1 and number 2 seed from the Russian server, Jingles. Yep. What are your predictions?
Well, we've got to go with Navi. But these teams have played each other before a lot. They both play in the same league. They've seen each other in previous seasons. It's almost like a grudge match with these two. I think you're going to see an exciting game. I don't think it's going to be a tie-break.
What people are going to be thinking, at least the players in this matchup, they might feel that this is their real final.
Yeah.
The first Russian seed and the second Russian seed playing against each other. Before then, they're going to have to obviously play against what we just saw, EL Gaming, who are going to be the other finalist. Look at the prize they're playing for, a fantastic trophy here. We're about to get in. This is the real deal. Hellraisers versus last year's champions, Navi. This is it. This is it. So we're playing on Cliff for the first match. Yes, Jingles.
Tend to be on Cliff. Let's have a look at the lineup.
So it looks like Navi is using the same lineup that we just saw
from Kazna.
Kazna Crew on the last map. They are taking 5 T-54 lightweights and 2 M41 Walker Bulldogs. They are playing very, very, very defensively. They're not. Look how they're pulling back to the southeast. Yeah. They're leaving 1 M41 Walker Bulldog at the H1 area. I guess he's just a spot.
Now,
they have all been spotted.
They've been spotted.
They will know that. They will know that that M41 Walker Bulldog is down there, or more tanks. The M41 Walker Bulldog himself didn't get spotted. Now he's chasing them. Look at that confidence there in the plays. He is advancing up. He wants to keep vision on them. He wants to put pressure on them. Remember that Hellraisers here aren't defending. Navi have to put the pressure on Hellraisers.
Angel Killer there coming around the flank and the Walker Bulldog. Is he going to be in time to get some good spots off? I don't think he is.
Jingles, we are seeing a complete mix of tanks here on the Hellraisers team. They're using a Walker Bulldog and LTTB. They're using a 1390 and 4 T-54 lightweights. The engagement has already begun. They're starting to feel each other out. They're trading shots in. Diodora is taking some massive hits above, but Labar is taking some big hits as well in his Walker Bulldog below. How do you see the battle developing here?
At the moment, Navi's entire team have been spotted. That is not the case for Hellraisers. Hellraisers still... Well, Lusika's taking some damage, he's falling back. But Monty over here has... no, he's also taken some hits and he's fallen back.
Health-wise, it's pretty much neck and neck, with Navi having a slight lead. Lusika has taken a huge amount of damage and he is pretty much a one-shot. But first blood for Hellraisers, but they're hemorrhaging hit points. They're playing aggressively here. They pushed over the bridge. They're trying to take out near you. Diodor and Mez is on top now, getting shots down into strike, but looks like that 1390 is going to go down. I'm not quite sure if he managed to unload all of his shots in time. Hellraisers is crippled. Hellraisers is crippled, but they've got 2 tanks only out. They've got an extra gun in the game, but they're all very, very low on health.
Now, Navi's autoloaders are still in the game. They've still got ammunition.
Can you believe there are still 5 tanks left alive with only 854 hit points left between them? Right now, anything could happen.
This is just going to be a whole selection. Is there anybody here who isn't going to die to a one-shot kill?
One-shot kill, as you say, Jingles.
Slide has 367 health. He can afford to take a hit.
Look at the M41 Walker Bulldog pushing round. for Navi. He is being aggressive. I think he's going to get caught out by that LTTB in the T54. He has been spotted. What is the T54 going to do? Is he going to go for it? Is he going to push in? Both of them are a one-shot. They have to be very careful here. Lucic is going to maybe push round in his Walker Bulldog in his LTTB.
Remember, we're talking about tanks. They don't have great gun depression here, so the Walker Bulldog is going to get the first shot off. Has he seen him? He has seen him.
Lucic does not manage to find the hit. He is cornered. This dog is cornered. But he is a Bulldog. He's never down.
Have a look. Have a look at the map. The rest of them are pushing up. They're putting pressure on the other two. They've got to kill this guy. They've got him. Now they can turn around and support the rest of their team.
He lost vision on the LTTB there, and the LTTB managed to get in that kill shot. He's still spotted, so they know that the LTTB is going to be coming back up the slope with the T54 lightweight. How does this game develop?
Have a look at the ammunition reload status on those Walker Bulldogs. Monty here for Hellraisers is fully primed, prepped, and ready to go.
I'm pretty sure all
Angel
of the
Killer has just reloaded.
Yes, they're ready to go. And right now, like a Walker Bulldog has to be a great tank to be in this kind of situation.
Oh, you're just looking at these instant
you're dead,
kills. You're dead. You're dead.
There's 3 minutes left on the game now, Jingles. And remember that Navi, the champions, are attacking, which means that they have to secure a cap or they have to pick up 5 kills in the next 3 minutes to be able to win the game. Or they lose. Whereas
I don't think they're going to go for the cap.
Yes.
They may put pressure on the cap.
Look at the Walker Bulldog pushing around. Angel Killer
again.
He's being aggressive. They've got a T54 lightweight in the corner. He is not turning his turret to the side. Will that T54 lightweight towards the north be able to get a shot into Angel Killer? He finally... Did he spot him there?
I didn't see 6 ends
He did not spot him. He did not spot him. The last known location would be to the wards the north. He still does not know exactly where the T54 lightweight is.
Shot.
He's trying to fire. He's using APCR here, Jingles. He's actually elected to not use the premium ammunition, I guess because the normalization it gets and the fact that it's bad against spaced armor.
That's right. It didn't appear to get spotted there either.
Angel Killers.
It's a game of cat and mouse now.
Angel Killer is trying to get some shots up here. We're now down to 2 minutes. Anything could happen in this very close and pivotal matchup. It's a very important one for both of these teams to try and prove themselves to come out with the first victory. We've got an LTTB flanking around the southern corner. That must be Lucic in his LTTB. Is he going to be able to get a side shot up into the T54 lightweight? He misses.
So close.
He misses. I think that was the Walker Bulldog that takes it. He misses again. He's trying to put fine shots in here into Slide. Slide finally takes a hit from Lucic. Can he put another one in? Slide is under pressure. Now the Walker Bulldog pushes up and takes down one of the tanks on Navi. They are now down to a solitary tank.
And he does not have
a lot of health,
but he's managed to nail one of the oppositions.
Strike gets the first kill and dodges a shot. He gets the second kill! Oh my word!
Oh no! Where's he going?
He's fine. Right now he's got some pressure on him. Was that a 1 versus 5, Jingles?
That was a 1 versus 5.
He is going for a Kolobanov's medal. He's going for a Kolobanov's medal in a War Gaming League semi-final. This is absolutely preposterous. 1 minute left on the game. Are they going to try and... Oh gosh, I just realized that he has to also cap or kill.
That's right.
He's attacking. Oh,
Hellraisers are defending. They have 3 tanks left. They can cover those caps from any... And they're perfectly dispositioned to cover. They've got...
He runs away to try and...
down there in the LTTB covering the approach from the south.
Strike faked it. He faked that he wanted to go through the middle, but now he is showing his true moves. He's got 35 seconds. All that Hellraisers have to do is hide. All they have to do is hide. That LTTB, look at the last known spotted location. He was right in front of him. He's looking for the LTTB. He's like, where's this LTTB? But little does he know that the LTTB went to the southeast.
That's right.
It didn't make a difference in the end, but that LTTB would have definitely been able to hide for the 30 seconds as they secured the game. Hellraisers are 2nd seed.
And they've just won their first game against the 1st seed and the reigning champions of the War Gaming League Grand Finals.
So remember, this is a best of 9 if you're just tuning in today for the most exciting action that we're going to have.
First team to 5 wins.
First team to 5 wins.
So, yeah, I'm not feeling too confident about this not going to a tiebreaker anymore.
Could go. Well, at least the 5-0 Navi is out
that's not
of the
going to happen.
now.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Let's also remember that we were just running a straw poll in chats. This is some community feedback here. They believe 70% of you have voted for Navi to take down this semi-final. So it looks like we'll see how that changes. We'll see how that changes.
Yes, we'll see how that changes after the next battle.
maybe it's going to increase from 30% for Hellraisers. What do you think, Jingles?
I think Hellraisers are going to grab a couple there. The votes are coming in, and Hellraisers are going up.
Hellraisers are immediately starting to raise up, but maybe...
Oh, but the Navi fans are fighting back.
Navi fans are fighting back. But what did we really see there? I have to admit, the game that we just saw...
It's cautious.
It was cautious.
There were no impulsive moves there. Everything was planned. Everything was controlled.
It felt very skillful.
Yeah, you felt like you weren't watching people just fighting instinctive. It was controlled, it was planned, it was directed.
One of the great moments is when we saw Lucic in his LTTB flank round. He wasn't spotted anymore by that T-54 lightweight that was on a one-shot that was trying to put the aggression around the flank.
Yeah.
The T-54 lightweight on his team, supporting him, held him in position, and Lucic managed to kill him before he was even spotted.
Yeah.